Maybe downstairs, let me know what the swim off is, please. Cue. Right, what we have before we start, by the way, welcome back to Bonds Forge for session 2 on day 2 of the Swim England Northeast Regions Open Championship. And we have a swim off in the 50 fly, Esmond Ovenston and Riona Sorianosos going for one place in the 50 fly that is still available. So it is Sorianosos in 5 and Ovenston in 4. Looks like Sorianosos is going to get this with 10 to go. Last 5 meters. Don't think Ovenston's going to catch her, and she won't. So 30.28. Now, I wouldn't mind betting, though I don't have the results from earlier, that Riona went closer to her PB and probably quicker than she did in the heats. Anyway, it is Ovenston who comes through. Sorianosos who comes through, and Esma Ovenston in second place. Right, onto the relays. And this is the 14 to 16 years, 4 by 100 meters freestyle. Middlesbrough in 2, Doncaster Darts in 3, in 4, Borough of Kirklees, 5 is Newcastle B, and Pocklington are in 6. Thomas McDermott leading off for Middlesbrough, Callum Broadhead for the Darts, Rory Bryant for Kirklees, and Marshall will be second up after Ethan Williams for Newcastle B, and Pocklington have Isaac Heaversides going on the first leg for them. Borough of Kirklees have entered the fastest entry time, 3:57, but that will be backed up by this. Somehow doubt, well, we'll see. Doncaster Darts have got off to a lively start. Callum Broadhead with their first 100 on 4x1. See what kind of time he might do. He's pretty quick earlier on today as well. And he's going to give Darts the lead. And that is a 55.2 for Callum Broadhead to start things off. Second place at the moment is lane number 4, Borough of Kirklees. And third in 5 is Newcastle B. So Good start for Callum Broadhead. Now Nicholas Honeybone going for them. Harry Bell for Middlesbrough. Louis Cass for Borough of Kirklees. Adam Marshall for Newcastle B. And Ben Williams for Pocklington. And the Darts have just a small advantage over Borough of Kirklees now. So a bit of a change around. Then it is Middlesbrough in third. And Pocklington doing okay up there in lane number 6. I know they're not going to be as competitive with the top 5, but top 4. But they're doing okay. They're still in the same length. So 4 now. Borough of Kirklees takes over. Good swim from Louis Cass to get them in front. Just from Middlesbrough in second now. Doxa Darts in third place. So it'll be a very competitive race and changing leader all the time. And now we've got a straight head-to-head between Daniel Jackson, Borough of Kirklees in lane number 4, and Finn Ripley of Middlesbrough. And they are going to be going to the wall pretty much together. What's the gap? If indeed there is a gap, yeah, 0.24. That's all between Middlesbrough and Borough of Kirklees. There are 3 leaders now, but Darts leading early on, then Kirklees. Now we've got the Middlesbrough team in front. It's still very tight. Look at them side by side. Absolutely nothing to separate them whatsoever. Speed-wise, going almost identical speed, stroke rate, and everything else. But it's just about Borough of Kirklees are going to reclaim the lead in lane number 4 by about a body length or thereabouts. Middlesbrough in second, 0.81 back. Then it's Pocklington. Then it's the Darts, and then the B team from Newcastle. And then Pocklington obviously just behind all that. Pocklington actually shouldn't have been on there. So they're a little bit behind, but there's no doubt who's right at the front now. And this is a very good leg from James Plant, who's going to finish things off here for the Borough of Kirklees. Newcastle have Oliver Dodsworth, Pocklington, Lewis Holden when they get to the last one. Nathan Massam for Doxa Darts and William Gowler of Middlesbrough. But is it going to be Middlesbrough, or is it going to be Borough of Kirklees? Middlesbrough with a great flying finish here from William Gowler. Gowler coming right through, and Middlesbrough might just steal this. Last few meters, is it going to be Middlesbrough or Borough of Kirklees? I think Kirklees maybe just. Oh, it's tight. Yeah, they get it by about a quarter of a second in the end. Really was massively tight between Kirklees and Middlesbrough. 3:46.74 for our winners. And separated by a negligible amount. Early leaders, Doxa Darts finishing in third place. Newcastle B, and here comes Pocklington. All the top 4 finishing under 4 minutes. Good swim by Pocklington too. They're entering in a 4:47. Actually, Middlesbrough entering in a 4:47. Pocklington 4:15, but still inside that anyway. 4:13.76. Right, the big movers and shakers are up next. And I think we have all the teams. City of Leeds will be. I was waiting for confirmation of that last race actually. And revolve the board yet. Yes, they have now. So we can clear that and move on. So we're going to get, I think all 9 teams are in for the 4x1 14 to 16 age group on this one. So we'll run through. Leeds will lead off with Max Ford. Rotherham Metro with James Cam. The Northumberland and Durham B team will be in 2 with Kieran Turnbull. Jack Jenkinson will lead off for Skipton. And we'll have the top team for Northumberland and Durham in 4. City of Sheffield have their quartet in 5. Chestler Street in 6 with Alfie Maguire leading off. Max Russell for City of Sheffield, by the way. Rio Diodu for Kingston upon Hull 7. 8 will be Newcastle, and Ben Thorpe will start things off. Ben's had a very good weekend, so he'll be I'm sure right up there after the first leg. And Jacob Light for the C team of Northumberland and Durham. Right, all trying to get themselves into position for heat number 2. Very competitive when it comes to these relays, certainly the 4x1. Sheffield's quartet: Max Russell, Miles Kinlan, Ethan Potter and Tom Wilkinson. Leeds have got Max Ford, Matthew Roberts, Oliver Whittleston and Kurish Kodakar. And N&D's top team is Luke McGee. Oh, they've had some good weekends, these boys. Luke McGee, Alexandru Lazar, Thomas Maskell and Toby Parker. So it should be, in theory, 4 and 5. But anything can happen in a relay because we could get DQs as well. So just go through it again. Leeds, Rotherham, N&D B, Skipton, N&D's A team, if you like, in 4. 5 is City of Sheffield, 6 Chester Street, 7 is Kingston upon Hull, 8 Newcastle, and 9 is the C team from N&D. Is lane 4, the A team from Northumberland and Durham, who are leading at this stage. Lead off from Luke McGee. What a weekend Luke's having. Individual events and in the relay as well. Now they split. Nearly split in the last one, 55-1. Let's see how much quicker potentially he could be. It's going to be inside 55-2, but he's being caught all the time. Gets there just 52-97. That was with second place to City of Sheffield. Back now to Skipton, lane 3. Beg their pardon. Skipton, lane 3. Jack Jenkinson, what start for him? Sam Smith. Ooh, they're not going to be standing on ceremony here, are they? The Skipton boys, they're going to go for this, which is good to see. And Sam Smith takes over the lead. Skipton are leading from the N&D A team. And at this stage, not seeing anything from the other big boys behind. Well, Sheffield will be right up there, but they're not at this stage. Miles Kinlan going for them on leg number 2. But this is looking great from Skipton's point of view after Jack Jenkinson and Sam Smith keeps them in the lead. So then they've got Keelan Bihan. 18 for N&D. Here's Thomas Maskell next. Sheffield got a lot of catching up to do with Ethan Potter, who will try and do it. And on the far side, flying now is Joseph Edgar of the C team of N&D up into 3rd place. But these two head to head, separated by 0.2 of a second. Maskell's got into the lead ahead of Keelan Bihan. Sean Smith waiting to take over from him for N&D's top team. Toby Parker is ready and raring to go for Newcastle, who are up there in the lane number 8. Bruce Blackett will hang on to Matthew Mahoney. So a bit of work to be done. Some of those relay takeovers aren't quite as good as maybe they should be. But can Newcastle, in the shape of Matthew Mahoney, get anywhere near our leader? Toby Parker blazing the trail, but I can see that Matthew Mahoney is really trying to put a burst in here, but I think the gap is going to be too big for Newcastle to catch, and also for Skipton. Sheffield a little bit disappointing with their quartet, but it'll be N&D. The A team will bring this home and bring it home quite substantially, though. Very fast finishing Skipton again. They want second, and they're going to get second. Newcastle aren't going to catch them. Winners will come from lane 4. It will be the Northumberland and Durham performance team, their A team, who will finish first. Second will be Skipton. Third will be Newcastle. Fourth is Kingston upon Hull. And fifth will be the B team for N&D as they all finish off. So 3:52.44 is the final time for that one, for the winners, which is actually, I think, 6 seconds slower than the previous one. That was 3:46. 3:46 played 3:52. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm looking at the wrong thing completely here, aren't I? Beg your pardon. 3:38.7 is the time. 3:38.7. There you go. 3:38, so I thought that was a bit odd. 8 seconds faster than the previous one for heat number 2. Right, now we just have the one heat for the 17s and overs. And it contains Leeds University, City of Leeds, Tadcaster, the N&D B team, the City of Sheffield, the N&D A team, Chester Street, Newcastle, and there is a Borough of Kirklees team. No, there isn't. They've scratched, so don't worry about them. Let's see what can unfold from here. Newcastle had a really good start. So too, down in 0 have Leeds Uni. And Sheffield doing well with Tom Mockin as well. So it's just like being a little bit more competitive, the senior version of the event than did the more junior one. Tom Mockin in lane 4, leading the way. But mindful, I'm sure, that Jordan Cool is going well for Leeds Uni. In fact, Leeds Uni, I think, might just lead after the first change. They do by 0.31. Then it is the Newcastle team in lane 7. And the N&D team in lane 5 have a little bit of work to do. The quartet for Sheffield. Jay Lilliot now in for them on the 103. Not an event he does all that often, to be honest. But he is still leading the way from the N&D A team now. We're just moving up. Oh, actually, having said that, keep an eye on the Leeds Uni team with Matthew Rooney. We'll then hand over to Louis Dove and Rory Taylor on the back end for them. Jay Elliott saying not really a sprinter. He's not really in his range. 200s, normally 200 and used to be a longer distance freestyle, but he's still held on well. They're still going to win this little battle. As Sheffield have about 1.55 lead over Leeds Uni. Then it is the N&D A team. Right, off Sheffield goes Ben Cope for the N&D A team. It will be Jay Manners, and for Leeds Uni, Louis Dove. Sheffield look like they probably have got this under control. I've got the measure of this one. Leeds Uni were just going to give them a little bit of push early on, but now things have settled down. Ben Cope has the flying Aaron Fox on the anchor leg to come. N&D have Harry Courtney take over from Jay Manners. And Leeds still doing well. That's Leeds Uni still doing very well. Down in 0. In fact, they're competing for second, but they're not competing for first. Anchor leg for Sheffield, Aaron Fox. In lane 5, Harry Courtney. In lane 0 for Leeds Uni, it's Rory Taylor, and nobody else really in the mix at this stage. They're the only 3 that really have a chance in the shake-up, but nobody's going to catch Sheffield unless they get a DQ. 3 minutes on the nose pretty much for the 350 split. And just another 35 to go for Aaron Fox. Entering on 328. They're going to be in and around that 328 in terms of their time today. He's seemingly easing up a little bit here. He's got such a big lead, doesn't have to worry about it. And he knows that even though they are fast finishing the N&D team, won't matter. Doesn't matter. He's there. And then N&D and Leeds Uni will hold on to 3rd place. Newcastle will be 4th. 5th will be Tadcaster. And then it will be City of Leeds. Following them, it's the N&D B team. And finally, Chester Street coming in lane number 6. Now to the women's 4x1 medley. Will the gentlemen leave the arena? The women's standby. They'll be putting backstroke wedges in for Middlesbrough, for Kingston upon Hull, for Tadcaster, for the D team of N&D. Gone down to the D team this time. Skipton in 6, Pocklington in lane number 7. So lead off for Middlesbrough will be Hannah Redshaw, Libby Monday for Kingston upon Hull in the backstroke, Riley Ackroyd of Tadcaster, Holly Gilly for the N&D D team. Skipton have Kay Fenton, and Lily and Masters will go for Pocklington. So we are ready to go. They are ready to go. All the teams I've mentioned have their quartet ready. They do. So off they go. Middlesbrough into Kingston upon Hull 3, 4 Tadcaster, 5 is the N&D D team. Skipton in 6, Pocklington in 7. So we got no real indication for times. The entry times, I think, always a little bit spurious. So we go by that. Then Tadcaster got a 4:42, but will they be the winners at the end of this? Well, we'll see. We'll see how it's developing out. At the moment, it's Kingston upon Hull have had the best of the starts in 3. That's Libby Mundy. In second place, it's lane 5, the N&D D team, and Skipton are in 3rd. So coming towards the conclusion of the backstroke. It's been a very good one for Kingston upon Hull. And a nice lead for Libby Mundy to hand to Olivia Harris, who'll be next up for them. The N&D team have got Evie O'Halloran Hutchison going next. Skipton have Poppy Dunn. Middlesbrough have Violet Herefield, Ava Ransom for Tadcaster, and Jessica Harrison for Pocklington when they finish off as they do right now. So Kingston upon Hull with Olivia Harris. There's 3 in the line right behind her. Tadcaster, the N&D D team, and Skipton are all in a line directly behind her and trying to submerge her as best they can, but they're not doing it just yet. An idea of how close they are. You can see all 3 are right grouped behind her. But Olivia Harris will hold on to the lead. 2.39 is where it currently is. And ready to take up on the breaststroke. So on the butterfly. Next for Kingston upon Hull is Emily Rickinson. Middlesbrough got Katie Pink on the 3rd leg. India Bryant Chesters for Tadcaster. Emma Price for the D team of N&D. Fernanda Turner for Skipton. And Eva Harris for Pocklington. But lane 3, Kingston upon Hull have led pretty much all the way through and continue to do so. That's quite tight with 5 and 6 closing in on them. The N&D D team and Skipton. And very lively start on the breaststroke from Emma Price, who is really launching herself and trying to overwhelm the Kingston upon Hull swimmer, Emily Rickinson. And is she going to take over potentially at the end of this 50? It's going to be close. No, she's not going to quite catch her, so it's still going to be Kingston upon Hull just with about 0.64 between them, the D team of N&D, and Skipton, then Tadcaster, then Middlesbrough. And it's a game swim by Kingston upon Hull. They've got Rihanna Foster on the anchor leg for them, and Laura Burgess will go on the 4th leg for N&D's D team. Looks to be between these two, although finishing fast is Fenella Turner of Skipton, who've got 3rd place at the moment. Look at these two go to the wall together. 0.21 as N&D move in front, I think for the first time. Kingston upon Hull, then Skipton, then Tadcaster, then Middlesbrough. And away goes Laura Burgess. I think she's going to be very hard to catch now. Laura Burgess backing up a really good butterfly swim. with her front crawl. Keisha Van Hull looked to be pretty much nailed on for second. Third place will be Tadcaster, you'd think. There's still time potentially for Skipton to overtake them. This is interesting, actually, side by side now. Kingston Van Hull having written off their chances. Rihanna Foster might make me eat my words because she's coming right back at Laura Burgess. This is a fantastic swim. What a terrific swim this is from Rihanna Foster. She gets this and wins it, and she's going to do just that in lane number 3. This is a terrific last leg. And she gets there. 4:42.01. Well, I kind of written Kingston Van Hull off for the win. It was second, the best they could do, but 4:42.01. 3 seconds inside their suggested entry time, and NND 0.27 back in the end. Tadcaster third, fourth at Middlesbrough, 5 for Skipton. So excellent work by Kingston upon Hull. We'll get an idea of how that stacks up when we've seen heat number 2. So we're going to have 3 teams from Northumberland and Durham here. They're going to be in 0, 2 and 4. Rotherham Metro will be in 1. City of Leeds will be in 3. City of Sheffield in 5. 6 is Borough of Kirklees. And 7 will be Newcastle. 8 will be the B team from City of Leeds. And Newcastle's B team will be in 9. So there you go, full lineup. All those results confirmed from the previous ones. Kingston Hull 4:42.01 is the time to beat for these. They're all entered in around about 4:30, so it should go. Runner Sorinosos, who's just done that swim off in the 50 fly, will be the lead off for the NND C team. Daisy Purchase for Rotherham Metro, Gabrielle Freeman for the NND B team, Evie Harris for City of Leeds 3, Libby Freeman for the A team for NND, Sophie Bromley for City of Sheffield, Borough of Kirklees, Gracie Beaumont, Newcastle with Megan Mabbott, B team of Leeds, Emma Wood, and Newcastle on the far side. I only have 2 of their swimmers, actually, interestingly. So I can tell you that Millie Riley and Myla Pike will be the first 2. But dropped off the sheet, so I can't tell you who's going to be the 3rd and 4th. But don't worry about that too much. We'll get that up on the board when it happens later. Right, first 50 pretty much done. It's the A team of NND with Libby Freeman, followed by City of Sheffield, followed by the B team of Northumberland and Durham. It's the Newcastle A team. And we'll track lane 4 all the way. Libby Freeman, NND. We'll have Sophie Bromley still trying to keep a close watch, and she's doing just that. Probably about a body length or so between the 2. Ooh. It's great to takeovers. To be honest, the relay takeovers aren't done very often, so they do need a bit of practice sometimes. But straight into her swim goes Charlotte Bianchi, the birthday girl. Second leg for her, for City of Sheffield. Anna Finley going for NND. Run through the others for you. Neem Kay for the C team of NND. Eve Cooper for Rotherham. Katie Coventry for the NND B team. Nell Williams for City of Leeds. Anna Finley for the A team of NND. Borough Kirklees, Emily Oliver. Neem Savory for Newcastle. Kasia Rickleton for City of Leeds. And Myla Pike for Newcastle in the breaststroke. And Sheffield have taken over on the breast. Birthday girl has put them in front. Up against the team to their left is the NND A team. That's a nice 100 breast here from the Sheffield swimmer Charlotte Bianchi. 16 today. Gap of what? Nearly 4 seconds between 1 and 2. That's a lot to make up, especially when you've got Ashley Bailey and Phoebe Cooper coming up next. That's going to be a very big ask for Naomi Parker and Evie Dilley. Those two are pretty much gone, those two teams. Everybody else scrapping for the minor placings. Moving lane 2, the N&D B team. We have Becky Watson in there for them. But back comes Ashley Bailey. She's not in any mood to relinquish this lead. And Phoebe Cooper is waiting patiently for next change. She steps up to the top of the podium, top of the block, lane 5. And that's a substantial lead that she'll have to try and hold on to. Now, who's going to be up against her? Evie Dilley will be chasing her down, but she's already got a 15-meter advantage. Yeah, chase her down all you like. I don't think you're going to make up a 15-meter advantage like that. You can see how close Evie Dilley does get. So that was right on 15 meters, that advantage for Sheffield over the N&D A team. Watching Leeds come back into the mix with Holly Wilson, by the way, in lane number 3. They've moved up into 3rd place. Leeds might claim 3rd. But Sheffield on the way back with Phoebe Cooper. 4:30 entry time. It's going to be inside that, well inside that, for Sheffield, the N&D A team. Evie Dilley. So it was 15 meters between them when they changed. It will be slightly less. It will. It's going to be around about 10 meters. So she did make a bit of a ground, did Evie Dilley. 4:18 is the winning time for Sheffield. 4:18.79. 4:26 for the N&D A team. Leeds will be in 3rd. 4th will be the N&D B team. Finishing in 6th now is the Borough of Kirklees. And Leeds B. Newcastle in 7th. It's the Newcastle A team. 8 is the N&D. Sorry, I can't work which one that is. That's the C team. There you go. Right now we've got the senior version. Pocklington are not entering. They were assigned lane 0, but they're not going to do it. So it's Rotherham Metro, Tadcaster, City of Sheffield, City of Leeds, Borough of Kirklees, N&D's A team, N&D's B team, and Middlesbrough. They will be doing the one and only race for the 17-year-olds and over. Lead off for Rotherham will be Daisy Guttridge, who, as I recall, was involved just now, so there's a lot of these having to turn around pretty quickly. Amelia Osborne will be in 2. Lucy Ellis will come up 3rd, and then Molly Fisher will be the last of the quartet. Lead off for Tadcaster will be Ellie Walker. Lead off for Sheffield will be Chloe Golding. Kiddiest Hodgson for Leeds. Lily Bryant for Borough of Kirklees. Then the 2 N&Ds, the A team Madison Peveler, the B team Alex McGill, and Ellie Baster for Middlesbrough. That's your 1 to 8. The 4x1 for the 17-year-olds. Just in the youngsters end they go. Well, this will be the senior version of it. And entry terms, well, Sheffield or Leeds, I tell you what, there's not much between them on time or indeed on ability. This will be a good, I love those Leeds Sheffield head-to-heads, and there's going to be almost certainly one here. Chloe Golding leading off as Sheffield, Cadius Hodgson for Leeds. Already, as you can see, it's 3 and 4 who are side by side by 9 100. So that's probably the way it's going to go most of the way through. Third place is the A team for N&D and Tadcaster, and the B team for N&D. It's got an intriguing element to this. Leeds and Sheffield. Leeds are winning at the moment. Actually, no, they're second. It's going to be Chloe Golding's going to get there before Leeds are. And gap 1.29. So it's Sheffield, Leeds, and then up in lane number 6, the A team for N&D. We've got Faye McDonough going next. Leeds have got Leah Schlossen. Sheffield have got Beth Dennis. We're going to come down to those 3, I think, for the rest, but mentioned as well. There's Amelia Osborne for Rotherham, Libby Walker for Tadcaster, and then Georgina Wright for Kirklees. The B team of N&D got Katie Stobbs and Rebecca Keatley for Middlesbrough. Sheffield with a 2-second advantage. Beth Dennis up against Leah Schlossen right now, and looking pretty comfortable on this breaststroke. Sheffield have got Annabelle Wilkinson and Abigail Miles to finish things off, so they got strong back end too. But so watch Leah Schlossen just coming back at her. It's not done and dusted yet by any means. Leeds will battle until the end, I'm sure. The lead is just getting smaller, just a little incremental difference between the two now from where it was. Leeds 1.97. Sheffield closest to us with Annabelle Wilkinson. Leeds have Isabel Goodwin. And then up in lane number 6, it's the N&D A team. Alongside them, it is the N&D B team. So it's Melody Jones going for A, and Lola Davison going for B. Back comes Sheffield. And to finish things off for them will be Abigail Miles in about 35 meters time. They're still with that advantage. These haven't got that close for them, and she is really putting a spurt in here, is Isabel Goodwin. She is catching her. She's bouncing off the top of that water, and Annabelle Wilkinson will not be aware of that. She'll probably be able to hear the water behind her as the lead swimmer gets closer with every single stroke. Here we go. The head-to-head we thought we might get, we are going to get. Abigail Miles against Lara Thompson. Red cap against yellow cap. And they are going to be absolutely together when they get to 75 to go. It's going to be a right old ding-dong with these two coming back. Look at it. Look at it. As they come into the wall, nothing to choose between them. Last 50, those 16 100s. Leeds have taken over the lead. Sheffield in second place. Long gap then till we get our third placed team, which is going to be the N&D A team. Now, is it Leeds? Is it Sheffield? Is it Leeds on the far side from us? Leeds in 4, Sheffield in 3. It's going to be Leeds. Leeds are going to get it. Lara Thompson's going to hold off Abigail Miles for the last few meters, and she does get it in a 4:15.83. I thought it might be close between those two, so it has turned out to be. Third place going to the N&D A team, and the B team, and now Tadcaster come in 5th. So very close. What was it in the end? It was 3/4 of a second between the leaders and the seconds. Rotherham finish, and I think that's nearly got one more to come in. That's Middlesbrough. Checking there's no DQs. No, everything's fine. All revolved on the board, so that is the relays done. So we got two 1500s to come now. The back of those relays, just the two. And as usual, someone's trying to get their time down from, we can always see it at this level, big chunks coming down. The first of the heats has mainly 15 and 16 year olds, one 18-year-old. I'll give you details of that in a moment. And second heat likewise. So here we go. See if we have any scratches. I think we have one. We only have one though. One over two. Right, so of those who remain, Rosie Smith is in 0 in lane number 2. Sedona Reid of City of Leeds. George Turner of N&D, who's in 3. Megan Sharp, City of Leeds, in 4. In 6, it is Jad Idris. Of course, it is a mixed 1500 freestyle. She said there are some men in here as well. Not many, but there's a few. Jad goes in 6, Holly Stoker of N&D in 7, Helena Winus in 8, and Megan Wood in 9. So there's only 2 men in this one, George Turner and Jad Idris. The rest will be women. And in the second one, let's have a quick look and see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, second one's more men than women, so it actually switches around in heat number 2. Right, so we'll try and keep some splits here if we can. Might be quite difficult, but George Turner is going to do the first 100 in 106.12, and top woman is going to be Sedona Reid. No, Megan Sharp. Megan Sharp has done that. It's very difficult to keep actually split times on this because there's going to be a differential on times. But anyway, 106.12 for George Turner to start off with, a 15-year-old. It's in on 18.13. Of course, the main thing, certainly for Megan Sharp, on 18.00, is to get into the 17s if she can. George is on a 18.13, so likewise I'm sure he's thinking on those lines as well. Can I get close to 18 minutes? 18.13.10 is where he is right now. Where he is right now in the pool is leading. Yeah, 2 swimmer race for the men with him and Jad Idris. All the other competitors are female. So George 6 followed by a 1:11. And then the second one, and still the top woman is Megan Sharp. And Sedona Reid in second place. Definitely a bit of a barren area in British swimming at the moment. Take Anne Jervis out of it. Not a lot of depth. It's got some very good male open water swimmers as well, but 1500 free, both men's and women's, is a little bit barren in terms of talent at the moment, so we could do with finding some stars of the future. George Turner is 15, 18.13. Well, he certainly wants to get down to the 17s. Today would be a good day to do it. There's a lot to ask him to get 13 seconds off that time, though. So we said 2:17, so he just repped a 1:11. So if he's doing the same, this should be about 3:28 and 3:28. It is pretty much 3:29 actually. So 1:12 for George. Be absolutely accurate, about 1:16.5, but I'll round it up to 1:17. This gives us a bit of an idea on the race pace. It was 1:11.5, I think it was roughly. 1:12 I've got it down for now. For the women, they're in the lane number 6. Well, Jad Idris is now coming right alongside, so we do have separating out the races now to a certain extent, which is good from our point of view. 2 men are 1 and 2, so they can race each other. And then we have the women following that. Megan Sharp, followed by Sedona Reid, followed by Helena Winus. That's how that looks at the moment. Just doing a little estimation on this one. 4:41 maybe, our leader. .41 is precisely what he does. 1:12 again, so 1:11, 1:12, 1:12. George Idris has started to make some moves towards the leader, George Turner from Northumberland and Durham, their performance program. I wonder how long it's going to be before he catches him. Not long, I suspect. 2.01, keep an eye on that. Gap's just about 2 seconds. And Megan Sharp right on the 18 minutes entry time, 18:00:90. So that'll be a good time to get down to 1750s. Jad Idris is, I think, visibly catching him. It was 2.01, wasn't it? So get her for maybe a 5:58 here. Oh, let's speed it up a bit actually. 5:54 is a 1. Yeah, 5. Yeah, it's about 1:13. About 1:13. So that's kind of what we expected. 1:12, 1:13. Gap was 1.69 though, so he took about 0.4 of a second out of him on that 50. Did Jad Idris. So we're going to have quite an interesting race. We won't have in the women's because, not at the moment anyway, Megan Sharp is well clear of every other woman in the field, but the two men are very tightly grouped. 169, has it come down at all? Yes, it has. 125 now between George Turner and Jad Idris. Jad is 16 and George is 15. So getting closer with every single stroke is Jad Idris. 113 would give us 7:07, I think. I'll just speed it up a bit here on 7:07. 7:06. So we've got a 1:12 there. Gap is now 0.6. So Jad Idris, by my calculation, will overtake, if he keeps going at this speed, George Turner by the time they come off the next wall. Gonna get 0.6 back. I think he's almost done it. And yeah, he has. Look, off the wall, he take the lead for the first time. Not quite. 0.22. But again, chop that right down from 0.6 to 0.22. And Megan Sharp has nobody to race. She's way ahead of everybody else female. You can see the two men, but she's probably not going to catch them. So she's kind of in no man's land at the moment. So now we're going to get Jad Idris at the front of the race this time for an 8:19 maybe. 8:18. So it's a 1:11. And still holding on, George Turner by 0.26. Every time I keep thinking that Jad Idris is going to come past him, he doesn't quite. I think it's happening any moment now. At the blue markers, I think Jad might be ahead. Jad is ahead, as he is. Turns first. 0.46. So we're going along the 1:11 route. We'll get a 9:30 turn here. Wrapping 110, 111, 112, but 1:11 was the last one. So that's a different leader now. But if he does a 1:11 here, that will be 9:30. Another 1:11. As we reach 800, so we're over halfway. And first of our swimmers to be lapped. Well, it says that's obviously a woman on the far side, so it's not strictly true because the men are coming past, but very soon there will be a woman coming past Megan Wood. now Jad Idris can start thinking about setting up the race the way he wants it, having to chase George Turner, because he's now got a bit of clear water between himself and the other male competitor in this one. 1.44 now the gap, so something like 10:41 maybe when he turns next time, if he keeps going at this 1:11 pace. This is very much being dictated by Megan Sharp. No way anywhere near her. What did we say? 10:41, didn't we? Yeah, evenly splitting. Speeded up a bit from the 113s to the 111s, but now it's Jad Idris, a 16-year-old from Leeds, who's in command of this race. For Megan Sharp. I'm trying to see what the gap is for Megan Sharp. Megan Sharp, in terms of the women, is 25 meters clear of Helena Winus. That's how far clear she is of the rest. Back comes Jad. Surely back will come George. 11:52 is what I'm reckoning for the next turn for Jad Idris. If he keeps on that fairly metronomic rate he's going, 11:52 will be the next split time. Just outside, 11:53. Just slowed a tad, not much. To go at 1:12. Now, interestingly, Megan Sharp, I think, is catching George Turner. Whether she got long enough to overhaul him or not is something else, but I think her lead is now 28 meters to the next female swimmer. Idris, who took a while to overtake George Turner, now has a substantial lead. 5.43 seconds separate those two. Twelve, 13:04, I reckon, for the next turn. I like it when things come together like that. Well, he is still repping that 1:11. Just went to 1:12, but last 400, apart from that one's near 1:12, of the 1:11s. Now, George's entry time 18:13.10. Jad's is 18:21. So there's actually an 8-second differential between them. So 8:21. Jad Idris is likely to be under pressure. Turn next time at the other end. For him, it'll be 300 meters. Keeping Megan Sharp's lead over the rest of the women. And she's just coming back now in lane number 4. And the next woman is a long, long way back. So 25 meters now, 30 meters now. Yeah, I reckon she can on for about 32 meters lead over the rest of the women. Right, so 14, 15, 25, I beg your pardon, get my calculations right. 14, 25, yeah, that'd be about right. Off goes Jad with not long to go now in this race. Just another 2:50 when they turn this time. 4:50 done. Gap between the two men is 7.98, and then at the moment I'm watching Megan Sharp turn, and this woman is 35 meters away. And Idris, the 16-year-old from Leeds, turning around about 15:29, just inside 15:28. $200 to go for him. Now $200 to go for George Turner, the 9.13 differential, but Chad looks like he's just going to his legs a bit to start pulling away. And watch out for this little dynamic. Megan Sharp catching George Turner. I've mentioned already, and I think she's got a really good chance of overhauling George Turner here. I think it's going to happen on this leg, but it might happen before the end of the 1500. She's on course, or I hope she's on course for a sub 18 for the first time. See how close she's getting now. With George Turner in 3, she's in 4. I think she's probably got just about long enough to catch him in the time that remains. On his way back in. Number 3 is George Turner, but our leader just coming in for the whistle to signify 100 to go. 16:40. So if we could do a 1:10 here, this is 17:40. And Jad's instead of 18:21, so he could potentially knock about 40 seconds off his entry time here, which will be superb. Yeah, really could get down from that 18:21 right down. Let's see how much he can get off this. On his way back, so it's going to be a PB. He should break 18 minutes for the first time. That'd be incredibly surprised if he doesn't. So he's on his way back for a sub-18 swim. Turner won't break 18 here. Right, finish it off, Jad. Yep, here he comes with 17:49. That's nice, very nice. That's half a minute PB. George, where are you going to be, mate? You're going to hold on for second, and he doesn't quite break the 18-minute barrier, but the winner does, and so he's taking it down from 18:21 is entry time to a 17:49, and it was in the end about 5 seconds between the top woman and the second man, Megan Sharp. But look at the gap between Megan Sharp and the rest. Now, she's been in for a while. Look at that time, 18:07. How much stronger she was than the others. Coming in lane number 8 is Hannah Winus. And she has won the women's race by 33 seconds, or very nearly. Absolute domination of the women's race. So let's have a look at Megan's time. Yeah, Megan not quite inside 18. I thought she might get there today, but 18:07 it is. Still a very dominant performance in the women's race. And this will be our last finisher, Rosie Smith. The 19:11. I think she's the last one in. Yes, she is. 19:11 for Rosie. And before we have our next break at just after 2:10. Reminded to you that the finals session is 3:45 today, not 4:15. So we'll have one more event, and then we will have the break before the finals. 3:45 we start. Right, get a mixed freestyle here. Ella Took for Newcastle, female, naturally. In 0, Georgia Robertson, female, City Sheffield 1, then the men. Joshua Robinson in 2 for N&D. Leeds is Kurish Kodaka in 3. Matthew Woodall 4 for City of Sheffield. Josh Denholm of Newcastle is in lane 5. Leo White, Chester Street 6. Jack Finney in 7. That ends the boys. And then we have 2 girls in the outside lanes, Jess Widdowson and Lucy Orman. Right. Now start to concentrate on the race itself. Matthew Woodall of Sheffield. Again, somebody would love to break a barrier. In this case, it's the 16-minute barrier. He's on 16:02 right now. And see what pace he sets for the first 100 meters. 1:00.20. Well, he'll settle down to a pace now. That's the injection to get the race underway, but he won't be repping at 60s after this. And if he does, he'll be on 15 minutes, which I know is not going to be his time. Josh Denholm in 2nd place. There is Kurish Kodaka. This one's obviously got more male involvement, so it's a bit easier to separate them out. So we'll get an idea what he thinks his race pace should be by what he does off this 100-200 split. The last one was between 1:11 and 1:13. I imagine he's going to be down 1:07s maybe. Something like that. Let's see. Maybe a bit quicker than that. Yeah, that's a 1:04 mid. So 2:04.6. Yeah, so that's about a 1:04 mid for our leader. Matthew Woodall was really opening up quite an advantage already over Josh Denholm in 2nd place. 3rd is Kurish Kodaka. And up to lane number 6 for Leo White. And to Jack Finney in 7. But our leader got a nice big advantage. 5.07 of an advantage. So if he's stepping into that 64 mid, we are looking at around about 3:09 when he gets to the far end. Yeah, might be a bit optimistic actually, 3:09. Let's see. Might be near 3:10. Yeah, 3:10. So that's about a 1:05-ish. 3:09 for our leader. And they're pretty strung out now in terms of this race, because Matthew Woodall is a long way clear of Josh Denholm, who's quite a way clear of Kurish Kodaka. And then there's a line of 3 or 4 swimmers behind them. But it's a very stretched 50-100 freestyle. 4:14 is where I expect to see Matt Woodall the next turn. 4:14. If he's keeping the splits relatively even. 4:14 might be a bit outside that. 4:15, 16 even. Yeah, 4:16. Okay, that was a 1:07. .54 is the advantage now for the leader over 2nd. And there's quite a gap from 2nd to 3rd, and there's another race going on behind that. Let's see who's the leader in the women's race. That's Lucy Orman at the moment. Lucy Orman's the leader in that one, with Georgia Robinson in 2nd. Back they come. And the lead was almost 7, so still almost 7. It's a little bit closer to 7 now between our leader and Josh Denholm. So I have to revise my predictions here. 5:23 perhaps. He's going to go 107. 5:23 will be the turn. Oh, he's playing with me now. Yeah, it's gone down to 106. 107, 105, 107, 106. Just mixing it up a little bit. It's not quite metronomic, but getting the job done. Gap is up to 7.65 between 1 and 2. And then, of course, Kodakar is third. About the same distance back, actually, the 1, 2, 3 at the moment. And then in lane 2, Joshua Robinson, N&D. There's 3 pretty much in line 4, almost in the line. Lead increasing yet again for Matthew Woodhall. Now, come on, let's try and do my calculations again on this one. So I'm going to go 6:38, I'd say. Well, I'm way off. 6:20, I beg pardon. 6:28. Having numbers in. 6:28. There you go. Whew. Just recovered in time. 6:28 for the 106. That never was my strong point. 106 again. And that lead over 8 seconds for the first time for Josh Denham. Top 3 is not likely to change in this race, I don't think. Can't see anybody catching Kodakar. Fourth place still comfortable for Joshua Robinson. And 6 and 7 are pretty much together. That's Leo White and Jack Finney. And the leading woman at the moment is Lucy Allman from Georgia Robertson. Back comes Matthew for a 7:34. Come on, 7:34. Nail it for me. You can do this. 7:34. Come on. Yeah. 106. And a bigger lead too. Up to 8.86. Towards double figures for this lead. I reckon they're trying to work out. So 7:43. And the lead between second and third is 11 seconds now. And probably equally same between third and fourth. So they are massively strung out in this race. I think it might be up to 9 seconds now for Matt Woodhall. 9.5. 9.5 seconds. 106 will give him 8:40 this time. Spot on. We're nearly into 8:41 territory, but it was another 106 and a bit. 8:40. Over halfway. 7:50 remaining. And the gap is not getting any smaller, is it? As far as targets now, Matt Woodhall will definitely want to go under 16, and every likelihood of him doing that. 16:02.50 is his best, or his entry time at least, for the 18-year-old. Has he got that lead up to 10 seconds yet? I think it's pretty close to it. It is. 10.18. 9:46 for the next turn. If he's doing 106 again, might be 140. Might be 9:47 actually, because it's right at the top end. 9:47 perhaps. Back he comes. Just over a 10-second lead it was, and now it is a 10.6 lead. .16:02 is looking like he's going to consign that to history. Now she's got a 16:34. So that's obviously what he's intent on. Knows he can't win it now, so just thinking about doing the very best time that he can. That women's race again for you as well while they're coming back, so another thing to look at. Here's where Lucy Allman is, and she is 10:38. She's about 4 seconds clear of Georgia Robertson at this stage. This should be about a 10:52, I reckon. 53. So 1:06, yeah, that's right. 1:06 would take it to 10:53. So all of the last 700 meters have been 1:07 or 1:06 all the way through. Last 5 and 6, so it'll be 1:06s. Lead will be, I reckon, about 11, 12 seconds, maybe 12 seconds now. May get to a situation where it doesn't even appear on your screen. It'll be that big. That'll come up this time. Yep, 12 seconds it does. Won't be for there for much longer. Should be right on 12 minutes here for the turn. Because he might be just inside it. "12 minutes on the nose." That's 1100. So that's 300. Those 1:06s. It's 3:18. 3:18. Now be careful, get my calculations right, because that would take him down into the 15s. That cannot be right, can it? Can be, actually. Can. All right. Let's have a look. Well, just do another calibration. He will be 13:07 probably this time round. Yeah, 13:07, and then he's going to be into the 15s. He is. Sorry, I'm sorry to do a double take here, but he's going to take a massive chunk off this. I'm just doing my, because you know what I'm like with maths, I'm just doing my calculations again. Look at this. Hang on, so we've got, oh, he's got 300. Yes, I was about to say he's got 300 to go. I think it was 200, but no, it's 300. So it's going to be low. It's going to be low 16s. So it's going to be right on where he was now. He should be able to break 16. Should be able to break 16. Might just have to speed up just a tad to do that. But 16, 15 high is definitely in his arc, let's say, in terms of getting it. Now, if he comes back now, it will be around about 14, something like that. 14 by the time he returns to this end. 14, 15. No, I don't think he is going to quite break that 16, you know. He's really going to have to accelerate, and even though it's been a magnificent display and a really great effort by Matt, I don't think he is going to go quite as quick as I hoped he would. Let's have a look. 200 to go. 200 to go, and he's going to be low 16s is where he's going to be. Hasn't had anybody to push him, really. That's half the issue with 1500. You just need somebody else in your eye line and just keep pushing in there, though. It's not been bad from Josh Denham. Hasn't really seen his opposition for a while. Korish Kodaka, I've not mentioned for a while, is in lane 3. Still going, but a long way behind. Something like 35 meters behind second place now. So this will be the bell. This will be the bell, and a very pleasant sound it will be. I'll say the bell, it'll be the whistle actually here. This will be the whistle to signify that there are only 100 more freestyle meters to be swum. by our leader, who's going to come in on a 15-16, 17, 15-17. Well, he's going to be nearer 16-25, I think. I was getting excited because I thought he might get down towards 16, but it's not going to be today. I can wait for another day, but I'll put a burst in. Definitely put a burst in, so this should be the fastest 100 he's done since the opening one. Just try and get it down to, what, 16-20 maybe? Could do 16-20. Just turning now is Kodaka. 16-20 is definitely in his sights. Still a big win. Big win for Matthew Woodall. Will come in 16-19. 16-19-13. He's going to win this by, he's won it by about 30 meters, which will convert in time terms to what? Does it also mean that Josh Denham doesn't break his best? He's going to win that by 23 seconds, or as near as makes very little difference. 23 seconds difference. 16-19-13. Now there's a lot of swimmers still going. Obviously keep an eye on the top woman. That's Lucy Allman, or was when we last did a check. Comes Kodaka on 16:35, 17:02. So everybody's gone a little bit slower than perhaps they would have liked. Lucy Allman's in 9, so she's the top of your picture, and she's got another 50 to go. Here she comes. So she's coming back. Where is Georgia in lane number 1? She's coming back as well. Lucy is, well, see, it's not much between them really. 9 and 1. It's going to be Lucy's going to finish first. Georgia's going to be second now. Lucy 17:51 is, or was, her best time. Right on it. 17:53, just a couple of seconds shy, and Georgia Robertson 17:39, not quite as quick today. 17:58. Just finishing off is Jess Widdowson of Leeds. She's going to be in the 18s, so not as quick as she would have liked either. 18:13. I think all of those will be confirmed. Don't often see a DQ in a 1500, so I think that's them done and dusted. So Matt Woodall in that 16-19-13 with a very comfortable win. Ella took, sorry, I missed Ella finishing off in lane 10. Or lane 0, of course. Right, we are done for now. We will return at 3:45. We'll have the finals of all the events. We have a lot of finals and some very good racing to come. We've got some very good head-to-heads, I believe, in the third session of the day. That will be our final session of the weekend here in Sheffield. Some great head-to-head. So there's your time. Not 4:15 as it was yesterday. We are adjusting it. Has been adjusted to 3:45. 3:45 start for the finals. Join us for that. See you in about an hour and a quarter's time. Bye-bye.